don't need another motivational video. You just need somebody to tell you the truth, because right now you're walking around constantly calling yourself quote unquote busy, when really you're emotionally overloaded, mentally exhausted and completely disconnected from your true self. So no wonder your body feels off, your mind never shuts up, and your money stresses you out even when you're earning it. So you can't relax properly, constantly overthinking and always feeling pressure. And the worst part is you've got so used to surviving like this, that you barely even notice it anymore. You just think this is just adulthood, this is just the way it is. But no, this is misalignment. And today I went for a therapy/hypnosis session, and I'm not going to lie, it slapped me in the face a little bit. I'm still a bit startled now, because some of the stuff that come up explained exactly why so many people permanently feel on edge, even though life looks okay from the outside, and that's myself included. And I already know that I'll be using this inside some client sessions this week, because it exposed something so huge. A lot of men are not driven by purpose, you're driven by pressure. And that's completely different, because one builds a powerful life, and the other slowly destroys your nervous system bit by bit while pretending to look productive. And one sentence came up in that session that hit me so hard: if one thing drops, everything drops. And instantly I knew exactly that was what my exact feeling was. Maybe you can relate to that too. That feeling that everything needs to be holding together, routines can't slip, money can't slow down, and people around you need to be okay. Pressure can never stop, and you always need to be in control. This is for myself personally, because if one thing falls apart internally, you feel like you fall apart too. And that's not ambition. That's survival mode disguised as discipline and ambition. And this is why so many people are burnt out, even though from the outside in it looks like they're functioning. You're carrying invisible pressure every single day, and that pressure is to keep everybody happy, keep progressing, keep achieving, keep making money, keep your image held together, and keep your emotions controlled. And after years and years of that, your nervous system just forgets how to relax. That's why your chest feels so tight sometimes. That's why your mind races at night when you're trying to get to sleep. And that's why you struggle to switch off without scrolling, without food, without drugs, without alcohol, without distractions, because it forces you to confront what you've been trying to outrun. One thing came up during that therapy session though today that was powerful. We explored that when I was younger, there was this feeling of picking up sadness around me. And it was like an inner part of me learned, if other people feel unsettled, I need to hold things together. I need to make people happy. And that creates within you some sort of hypervigilance, and to be emotionally alert all the time, reading rooms, watching your energy, preparing for problems or embarrassment or emotional hurt before it even happens. And some of you watching this have been doing that your entire life without realizing it. So you never relax. You just monitor everything internally and externally, and eventually it destroys your alignment across body, mind and money, because your nervous system constantly feels unsafe. So your body carries tension, your thinking becomes reactive, and reactive thinking creates reactive decisions with money, business, relationships and life in general. That's why I keep hammering this body, mind, money and alignment, because they all leak into each other. Your body is not separate from your mindset. Your mindset is definitely not separate from your finances. Everything's interconnected. So if your body is inflamed, exhausted, neglected, tired, then your mind becomes noisy. And when your mind becomes noisy, your money decisions start becoming emotional and up and down. Then your external life becomes unstable, which creates more anxiety. That's the cycle. And today something else powerful came up. Instead of trying to remove the protector part of yourself, it's time to update the role. And that really hit me deeply, because pressure has been what's protected me for years within my own life. Hypervigilance protected me, outworking protected me, trying to stay in control at all times protected me. But eventually, that thing that once protected you eventually becomes a thing that's exhausting you. So now the mission has become different. It's not how do I become emotionally numb, but how do I feel internally safe without needing constant control. And that's what real strength looks like, not this fake alpha nonsense that was preached to us on the internet, not pretending that you never struggle, because real power is being able to sit inside uncertainty without internally collapsing. That's alignment. And this is why training matters so much, not because having abs and biceps magically fixes your life, but because every time you train properly, you send a message to your nervous system that I can trust myself. And every workout builds evidence, and it's evidence to yourself that you follow through. You can handle discomfort, you can regulate your emotions, you can create momentum as and when you please. You can become stronger instead of escaping. And that changes confidence at an identity level. Then the mind starts calming down. Then your money starts improving because your decisions have improved. Again, body, mind, money, they're all connected. And this is why I speak to so many men who are earning good money but still feel broken, because internally they never feel safe. And honestly, I think this is the hidden reason why so many people chase dopamine constantly, because stillness forces them to feel the pressure underneath everything. So they scroll, they binge eat, they overeat, they drink, they do drugs, they overwork, chase validation and stay distracted. So they're not sat there long enough to actually think, what am I running away from? And that question came up today too, and it's powerful because a lot of the time your nervous system's reacting to old danger that no longer even exists. You're still preparing for emotional pain that came and went years ago. Still preparing for rejection, for embarrassment. Still preparing for loss. So your body never fully unwinds. And this is where your life's about to start changing. Because when you stop building from a place of panic and start building from a place of alignment, because that panic creates burnout, and burnout's not sustainable. But being aligned across body, mind, money allows for sustainable growth. And if you're honest, you already know where your life's out of alignment. You know exactly where your standards have slipped, where your routines have broken down, where your self-respect's weakness, where your nervous system's overloaded, where your body and your mind feels neglected, where you feel scared about your money even though you're earning it. You already know, you just keep on tolerating it, and eventually tolerating becomes your identity. That's why all of this work matters so much. Not just getting richer and leaner, not just becoming more productive, but actually becoming internally solid, calm, focused, disciplined, grounded, not because life's perfect, but because you stop collapsing every time life becomes a little bit more uncertain. That's the mission. That's alignment. And honestly, this session today reminded me of something that I'll be bringing into client work every week this week. And it's because you don't need more motivation. You need that nervous system safety, self-trust, structure, honesty, and the permission to stop carrying the entire world on your shoulders. And I'm speaking from my own personal experience here. So if this is hitting you hard, click the link in the description and go and do the alignment audit. It's free. It'll take you less than 10 minutes and it'll show you exactly where you are across body, mind, money, and what you need to do to get the momentum flowing again. Because sometimes one honest conversation exposes the exact thing that's been keeping you stuck. So I'll see you in the next video, but don't bother clicking on the next video if you're not going to go and do the alignment audit. Like I said, it's free and it'll show you exactly where you're at across body, mind, money, and what you need to do to get your life moving forward again. I'll see you then. Let's fucking go.